Next organ, that is larynx. This larynx is known as voice box. It is a part of respiratory tract which contain vocal cords for producing sounds. The larynx extends from laryngopharynx and hyoid bone. It extends from laryngopharynx and hyoid bones to the trachea. It is hollow. It is internally hollow, tubular structure. Its wall is made up of cartilage plates held by membranes and muscles. Internally, it is lined with a pair of fold of elastic vocal cords. These vocal cords are known as true vocal cord. Voice is produced by passage of air between the vocal cords and modulations created by tongue, teeth and lips, and also nasal cavity. The larynx opens into laryngopharynx. Here, larynx opens into laryngopharynx by a slit-like opening known as glottis. This opening of the trachea or windpipe is guarded by a leaf-like flap known as epiglottis. This epiglottis prevents entry of food into trachea. In this way, we studied about a structure of larynx. In this larynx, there is epiglottis, hyoid bone, Adam's apple, thyroid cartilage are present here. Then these are the cartilage which are known as tracheal cartilage. Next to larynx, we have to study about fourth organ, that is nothing but trachea, which is also known as windpipe. We have to study about trachea. Our next organ is trachea. This trachea is also known as windpipe. This trachea is about 10 to 12 centimeter elongated organ. This trachea runs through neck in front of esophagus and extend up to middle of thoracic cavity. Remember, this trachea runs through neck region from in front of esophagus and extend up to middle of thoracic cavity. Again, this trachea internally lying with 16 to 20 C-shaped cartilage. What is the function of this cartilage? They prevent trachea from collapse. Next, this trachea internally lying with first, that is pseudo stratified epithelium. and second, mucous glands. What is the function of this pseudostratified epithelium and mucous gland? Their function is nothing but to trap any unwanted particles and prevent entry of such a particles in lungs. In this way, we studied about trachea. Next, we have to study about our next organ, that is fifth organ, known as. Next, we have to study about our next organ, that is organ number 5th, bronchi. Trachea divides into two primary bronchi as it enters into middle of thoracic cavity. These are known as right and left primary bronchi. This primary bronchi internally line with incomplete C-safe cartilage, and its function is nothing but to support primary bronchi. Okay. Next, this primary bronchi again divides and redivides into secondary and tertiary bronchi. This primary bronchi divides and redivides into secondary and tertiary bronchi. This bronchi again leads into terminal bronchioles. And these bronchioles ends into alveoli. This is nothing but the structure of bronchi. See, trachea divides into two primary bronchi as it enters into middle of thoracic cavity. After that primary bronchi, which are known as left and right side primary bronchi, they divides into secondary bronchi again divide into tertiary bronchi leads to bronchioles, and that bronchioles again ends into alveoli. Lastly, they ends into alveoli. Such a single alveolus is here. Alveolus is nothing but a structure, spongy structure nothing but like graph. Okay, in this way we study about structure of bronchi. Next, we have to study about sixth organ, that is lungs. Very important organ of respiratory system. There are two lungs in respiratory system of man, and this lung is important or main organ of respiratory system of man. These organs are respiratory organ. There is a one pair of lung in respiratory system of man. These organs are spongy, elastic, that means they show elasticity. They are present in thoracic cavity. Respiratory system is present in thoracic cavity, and lungs, the main organ of respiratory system, is present in thoracic cavity. Each lung is enclosed in a protective double membrane pleural sac or pleural membrane. Outer pleural membrane is known as parietal membrane, and inner pleural membrane is known as visceral membrane. In between pleural and visceral membrane, there is a cavity known as pleural cavity, and that cavity shows a lubricating fluid present in it. That fluid is known as pleural fluid, and that pleural fluid is secreted by that two membranes, that means visceral membrane and parietal membrane. Okay, in that, right side lung is somewhat larger than left side lung. Left side lung is somewhat smaller. Right side lung is divided into 3 lobes, while left side lung is divided into only 2 lobes. Each lobe of lung has terminal bronchioles. Each lobe of lung has terminal bronchioles ending in a bunch of air sacs. Each with 10 to 20 alveoli. Each with 10 to 20 alveoli. Okay. In this way, we studied about lungs or their structure. Next, 7th